Why does he let horrible things happen? And why should I trust him anyway? These questions don't belong in a philosophy textbook. They belong in the hospital waiting room, in the moments after the phone call that changes your world, in the funeral where the pictures on the slideshow feel too recent to be real, in the quiet of your dorm room when the noise finally stops and the grief you've been trying to outrun sits beside you like an unwanted roommate. There are no theoretical questions. These are no theoretical questions. These are human questions. And the Bible, despite what some people assume, never shies away from them. Job asked them through tears. David asked them in songs that sound like pages ripped from a journal. The prophets asked them. The disciples asked them. Jesus himself cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And that's in Matthew 27:46. The God of Scripture does not fear our questions. He meets us in them. So let's walk slowly and honestly through this together. So why does God allow people to die? Because this world is not as it was meant to be. Death was not part of the original design. In Genesis, before sin fractured creation, Scripture says in Genesis 1:31, "And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good." Not just good, very good. But the moment humanity rejected God, something in the universe cracked. Romans 5:12 says, "Sin came into the world through one man, and death through sin." Death is not proof that God doesn't care. Death is evidence that humans walked away from the source of life. If you unplug a lamp from the wall, darkness isn't the lamp's enemy. Darkness is simply what happens when the lamp is disconnected. Humanity unplugged itself from God, and death is the result. To the secular mind, death is the end of the story. But in Scripture, death is the doorway, not the wall. Jesus says in John 11:25-26, "I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me will live, even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die." If death were the end, God allowing it would be cruel. But God doesn't see death from the ground level like we do. Psalm 116:15 says, "Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints." Not precious because God enjoys it. Precious because he knows that for his children, death is the moment he brings them home. You and I see a funeral, God sees a reunion.